Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I asked what this conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is you've reached the turning point and your dreams are in sight. So you're about to accomplish something huge. What? I don't know. I don't know what you're about to accomplish, but it's huge. It's something that you've worked really, really hard for, put a lot of time and effort into. So we want to make sure we get exactly what we've worked for. Oh, okay. Okay. This is how I know you're very, very, very close to achieving whatever it is you've been working towards. So, first and foremost, heaven sent. This card is telling me that this is something that is part of your destiny. Okay. This is something that's part of your destiny. This is something that really no one can stop. I know for some of us, I'm not even going to claim it for some of y'all. I'm not going to claim it in any way, shape, or form. I know that for some, you have this very distorted like perception that someone could actually take your destiny. Someone could take your destined path from you. Someone could do some type of destiny swap. It's possible, but it requires you believing that they can do that they have the authority to take that from you. That's the only way it's possible. And you can do this with passive permission, meaning someone is trying to do this to you and you don't know about destiny swapping and things like that. And you feel intimidated, you feel afraid. When you have fear of someone else's power over you, then that gives them passive permission. That's how you're giving permission. So, this reading is telling me this is for you. No one else can take this from you, unless, of course, you choose to give it away. That heaven sent card, no one can take this from you. You can, however, choose to give it away out of fear, out of a distorted sense of, like, I don't know, Messiah complex, I guess. You think you're going to save someone from their own circumstance and their own behaviors by giving what's rightfully yours to them. That's the only ways I can see this playing out. I would like to think that you won't allow that. I would like to think that you would sit in your power, sit in your space of authority over yourself, and really just claim what's yours. There's nothing selfish, greedy, or wrong with allowing life to give you what you have worked for. That's you earning it. You don't always have to be in this space of like, I can't achieve too much because people will think some way about me. I can't be too successful. I can't be too blah, blah, blah because blah, blah, blah. No, people are going to think whatever they want about you. Take me, for example. There are people out in this world who are told by another person who I've never interacted with that they should hate me. They should see me as evil and greedy and just all these really ugly things. There's nothing I can do to stop them from thinking whatever it is they think. You know, people who have a hateful heart have a hateful heart. I can't change that, nor do I want to. Instead, my energy stays with me and I share that energy. I share my potential and my abundance with those who have a like heart, a like mind, those who want to help others just as deeply as I want to help others. Fuck all the hateful people. Who gives a shit what they're doing? You are right there. You are at that point where you're going to turn this corner and you're going to see how everything is going to work out in your favor. Who cares who's talking shit about you behind your back? The fact of the matter is, They are behind you. They are not part of your future. They are part of a past that refuses to let you go. Let them say whatever they're going to say. Who cares? They didn't even have the courage to say it to your face. That should tell you everything. That should tell you everything you need to know, that they're not worth your time. Save all your energy for what's coming next. Okay. See, this is telling me that you're focusing on the darkness, the shadows. Other people's shadows have no place in your light. Woo! I like that. Other people's shadow has no place in your light. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Other people's shadow has no place in your light. That's why they have to stay behind you. That's why they have to say whatever they're saying, behind your back, because you're facing the future. You're facing the brightness of the truth of you. You're about to accomplish something huge. Make it happen. This is your confirmation. This is your sign. Make it happen. How do you make it happen? By forcing it? No. By continuing to plug away, plug away, plug away until the very thing you're working towards is now your reality. Do it while uncomfortable. Do it while afraid. Do it with anxiety full in your chest. Do it while not being able to breathe quite right because you're so worried that you're not enough. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Allow that fear to be the fuel. Allow the anxiety to be the fuel. Allow your worry about what other people will think if you're successful in this way. Allow that to be your fuel. Someone told you couldn't do what it is you're in the middle of doing. Okay. Watch me. Watch me. Every time someone has wanted me to fail, every time someone has wanted me to shut my mouth and disappear from public view, guess what happens? I use their hatred for me as fuel. See, they don't hate me. They hate the fact that I represent everything they failed to achieve for themselves because they didn't believe in themselves, because they allowed others to tell them they weren't enough, because they didn't put the effort. They wanted it easily. And then they look at me and how dare this girl, this stranger to me, achieve the very thing I failed to do for myself, failing to realize I failed as well, except I didn't stop. I kept right on. And every time life knocked me down, I said one more rep because that's not me falling on my ass. That's me doing a repetition of squats. Put more weights on the bar. It doesn't fucking matter because it adds to my strength. I will not lose focus. I will not diminish my drive. Just because you couldn't believe in yourself doesn't mean I have to join you there. And that's what makes you powerful. That's what makes you different. Your refusal to stay down. All you have to do is get back up. You know your ass is stubborn. I know I'm stubborn. Me too. I'm stubborn in a way that now grows me, that now allows for that exponential expansion of my awareness, of my true value and my true purpose. It allows for that. Why? Well, because my stubbornness is no longer being used to fight myself. I'm not fighting my path. I'm not fighting my purpose. And I don't need to know where I'm headed. I don't need soul to explain everything to me so I can micromanage it as though I know how it's supposed to play out. All I need to know is whatever my soul has planned for me, it's profound. It just is. How do you know? I don't know. I just feel it. I just feel it. But, yeah, I'm all out of ass. I'm literally, figuratively, literally, metaphorically, all the ways. I'm all out of ass. It's just a little flapjack. It's just some loose skin at this point. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe I needed to run out of ass so I could stop the whole but what if, but what if, but what if, but what if, but what if I just allow my soul to guide me because it knows exactly what needs to happen. It knows the plan intimately. Intimately. It knows me and what I'm capable of. Damn. So when soul challenges you, is it a challenge or are you just seeing it as that? Is it a challenge or are you just seeing it, receiving it as though it's challenging you? Because here's the thing, if your soul knows you so well, which I know it does, those challenges are not challenges. They're opportunities to learn, opportunities to cultivate the very aspects of you that's needed for this next part. Damn. Oof. For the last few months, it's been intense in my life with my health and everything. It's fucking been intense. Here's the thing. I saw one of my specialists and he ran all this blood work for me. With the exception of two things. My health is fucking phenomenal. By virtue of my genetics, my cholesterol is in optimal range, not in the good range, optimal levels. Whew. Damn. Damn. Only two things are off whack. And those are the two things that I need to work on. The parts of my mindset that went toxic. I still need to finish some dental work, so I do have chronic dental infection in my molars. I don't feel pain, but it's chronically infected. I need to finish getting the rest of the dental work done. So there's that, right? I know the problem, so now I need to implement the solution. And that's something I've kind of dragged my feet this year because my health has been wonky. So there's that. It will take care of that. I also know what supplements I need to start loading up on to help address that, to support my health while I wait for my appointments. And then, of course, the inflammation that's in my body. I have widespread inflammation. And why is that? My emotions, my thoughts, my perception of myself and my journey, it's inflamed. I'm offended. I'm upset. I'm emotional as fuck. Not so much these days because I allowed myself to pause for a moment, to just pause and really ask myself, what's really happening here? Is my health degrading? Am I really slipping into bad health? Or is this simply a part of my ascension cycle? My ascension cycles are fucking gnarly. Not joking. I'm not joking. It's not an exaggeration. It's fucking gnarly. And I look back at this year and this massive ascension cycle I'm in the tail end of. It was initiated because of heavy parasitic attack. Parasitic attack to the point that ribs are dislocated. Fuck. Yeah. So, do I focus on what initiated it? Because I'm so strong and controlled within myself. My soul recruited and allowed for access to me and my sacred space. It allowed parasitic fuckery into my space to trigger me to the degree that it initiated the process I'm now in. Do I need to be hateful and hurtful because this process has helped me to see how I still have reserves of self hatred? No, I don't. I just need to see it for what it is. It's an opportunity to cultivate. It's an opportunity to grow, exponential expansion of awareness. Hot diggity damn. Exponential expansion of awareness. That's all this is. So that inflammation, it will be addressed. I've already ordered the supplements that are the best for addressing that specific type. I'm working on my emotions and my thoughts. I'm working on ensuring I remain centered within myself and my truth. I am not being punished. And even those who attacked in the very beginning of this stage of my development, you are nothing but a tool that my soul has used to grant me the privilege of this opportunity to cultivate my power. You see, for quite a few live streams, I would cry in every live stream because I was just so exhausted, so frustrated. And I'm learning that part of what I needed to learn is to allow myself to feel it, but not be overwhelmed by the emotion that is fueling the process that I am in. I'm no longer overwhelmed. As a matter of fact, I just baked zucchini bread. That's huge. I made zucchini bread and I grated the zucchini myself. That's huge because as of late, I haven't even been able to stand for more than 10 minutes, usually around 5 minutes. I'm done with that. I'm not fighting my process. Just around the bend, I will see exactly what all of this was for. I'm already getting a sense of it. I'm already feeling it in my heart. Something huge is about to happen for me in my life. I don't know what it is. I don't need to know, but it's exciting. A promise that was given to me is about to be fulfilled by soul. I accept. I receive. I allow. And I will be grateful for whatever is given to me by myself, by my life, by my soul. Because whatever it is, however profound it is, whether it involved finances or improved health or whatever it could possibly be, I've earned it. And it's rightfully mine. And I welcome it back home into my space, into my awareness. I won't question. I won't say, but someone else they need to do their work. I will not interfere with their journey. They need to do their work just as I'm doing my work. We all need to do the work. Our soul is requesting we complete so that we can prepare ourselves for this beautiful thing that's coming very, very soon. I don't know what it is. I just know right now all of us are just surrounded by so much shadow, darkness, confusion, and then Mercury is acting a motherfucking fool. I don't care, Mercury. We're not friends. I barely tolerate you. Go on the other side. Stay in the other side of the room and face the corner. Don't even look at me. Don't make eye contact. You do whatever you're going to do, Mercury. And I'm going to stay right here and I'm going to stay in my lane and mind my own business and focus on what my soul is asking me to focus on. Because guess what? There's something that's trying to overwhelm you. There's something that's trying to get you into a space of being fixated on the shadow, the darkness, the unknown, the scary factor, demons, parasites. Oh, la, la, la. They've existed for as long as they've existed. They just have. um, some of my earliest memories stem all the way back to like, I don't know, 9 months old. I do believe I started walking around 9 months old. And I remember pulling myself up and being wobbly. I remember trying to figure out how to walk. So my memories go far, far back into my history in this life. For as long as I can remember, I have had the ability to see. All my clairs are active. I was just born that way. All my clairs have been active my entire life. So I have the ability to see clearly. Yes, I can function as a medium. I prefer not to. Yes, I do have very developed psychic ability. I prefer not to use that either. I'm more interested in the medical application of my gifts and facilitating healing for people. So, for as long as I can remember, all of these things active, right? I've seen demons. They're just there. They're just there. It's kind of weird. They're in the homes, in the walls. See them walk through mirrors. See them walk through any reflective surfaces. Yeah. I see them outside of homes. I've seen them in parking lots, shopping malls. Quite a few people who pass away and are buried in a cemetery, they stay at the cemetery. A portion of their consciousness stays there, and they kind of just like walk around in the sun. Yeah, they're everywhere. These malignant things, they're everywhere. Just because you couldn't sense it before doesn't mean they didn't exist until you were able to sense them. You've still continued to exist. You've still achieved the beautiful things you've achieved. You've still gone through the things you've gone through. You're still here. You're still present. What am I trying to say? Who cares if they're there? Keep doing you. You never shut them off due to trauma or anything. I have. At one point, I did. It was between 2003 and 2007-ish. That's how long. Several years. About 4 years, I shut my hearing and sight off. I turned it off because I didn't want to sense any of that. I didn't have the level of maturity needed to not experience abject fear in what I was seeing. So I turned it off, at which point they attacked me more. So it's like seeing someone running towards you to attack you and you being able to brace yourself versus just getting hit. That's far worse. Not knowing where it's coming from and just being hit. Like, no, thank you. So turn it back on, you know? It's one of those things where every gift that you have, every ability that's left on, it's for a reason. It's for a reason. I have no fear of demonic things at this point. Why? Because they've attacked me my whole life, even through childhood. That's why I'm so good at extraction. They've attacked me my whole life. Eventually, you get tired of being afraid and you just get mad. You just get mad. And then that anger turns into something where you no longer will allow. And that's what happened. I no longer allow. Absolutely not. You want to access my field, there's a consequence. Very heavy-handed consequence. Absolutely. And I won't feel bad. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, something wants to stop you from taking that step forward. Why? Why is it? Because when you step forward, you enter into a higher level of dimensional consciousness. They can't touch you there. Most of the parasitic things that exist, that coexist with us, these are things that are confined to fourth dimensional level of consciousness. 4D meaning astral plane. You notice how many influencers, spiritual influencers, they're promoting astral travel, astral projection. Yo, I specialize in demonology, just in case there's any question. I have trademarked the term parasitic extraction because I coined that. The whole concept of referring to demonic dark entities as a parasite, that began with me in 2016. They can't touch you once you go beyond where they're allowed to go. They don't have the key pass. That's why they don't want you to take the next step. You'll be inaccessible. You will be inaccessible. They can't touch you anymore. You can still see them, you can still sense them, but they can't touch you. They can't access you. They don't have the ability to. So most of the grunts, that's where they stay, fourth dimensional consciousness. Then, of course, you have some of the principalities. Most of those are fallen seraph from the seraphim. So some of them are very high frequency. They can reach 10, 11th dimensional level of consciousness. Most likely, if you're feeling afraid, like, oh my God, so it's the principalities attacking me. I doubt that. They won't waste their time if the discrepancy between their resting frequency and yours is too great. Say they're at 11th level of dimensional consciousness and you're anchored at like what, let's say 5D. Okay. A lot of people make it a goal to be 5D. That's too high of a difference. Too much discrepancy between their resting frequency and your top level of frequency. They're not going to waste their time. They won't. What you're probably experiencing is some form of jinn. Demons are a branch of jinn. Turns out there's a lot of information from cultures we disregard, huh? They know a lot about the history of the jinn. You have these jinn who promise you things. They'll make you a deal. They'll do what you ask. But there's a price. What's that price? Demonic debt. You got a lot of these people who are practicing rituals and things like that. They have no clue about. They have no idea what they're unleashing, what they're inviting into their home. And this is not about making you afraid. This is about making it very clear. You're going to do something, you use your energy. You use your energy. Don't invoke other things. Don't invoke other things. Rely on yourself so you can finally understand just how powerful you actually are. My demonic debt, zero. Zero. I don't even let Michael do things for me. Like, I'll do it myself. Rely on yourself so you can understand your level of strength and stamina. You need to know these things. You need to know how far you can go so you know how much further to push yourself. Now, you have to release your allegiance to how you used to exist. The way you used to exist was relying on everything else but yourself. You're going to call your friend, you're going to go to your energy worker, you're going to ask your psychic, you're going to go to the specialist, you're going to go to this, you're going to go to that. All of these different things that you're giving your power to. No, absolutely not. No, no. They don't know you the way you know yourself. Even medical experts, these specialists, they don't know you the way you know yourself. I was speaking to a specialist recently, and based on some of my levels, he's like, oh, I'm betting that you have a massive polyp in your colon. Sure. And it's bleeding out. I'm like, okay, slow your roll, sir. Slow your roll. So first and foremost, I have very heavy periods. Very, very, very heavy. That could account for diminished iron levels. Secondly, I don't have any issues with my stool. When I didn't tell him. When I scan, I don't sense any polyps, any growths, nothing. He's like, he's willing to bet on it. How much? How much do you want to bet? Because we'll put the money in a jar. Whoever wins that bet gets the money. Because I'm willing to bet I can adjust my iron levels, increase it by taking hemi iron, and also supplementing progesterone to reduce the amount of my flow during my cycle. You'll see my iron levels shoot up. How much you want to bet? I know my body, I know myself. Now, these specialists that I go to, they have no idea that I'm a medical intuitive. I don't tell them what I do for work. I don't tell them my skill set. My skill set, my only skill set that's more developed than my parasitic extraction ability, my degree of awareness of demonology, would be all things medical. I can tell you right now, he'll lose that bet. I can say that with confidence. How can I say that with confidence? I don't have medical diagnostics because I know myself and my body. I know when something's wrong, I can feel it. I have elevated levels of interoception. I know what's going on inside my body. I can tell if you inject a medicine into me, I can feel it enter into my auric field and physical body. I can feel when it hits my bloodstream and gets circulated to my brain. I feel it. I can feel it. I can feel exactly which rib is popped out, what direction it's popped out in, and what nerve branch is being irritated by that compression. I can tell. So, what do you need doctors for? Well, because sometimes you need confirmation for certain things. You need to make sure that you have the appropriate level of awareness of the severity, the degree of severity of whatever it is you're trying to correct. So you know the amount of effort that needs to be placed in it. You need to begin trusting yourself because whatever is going to happen next, this beautiful thing that's coming for you, it requires you to be fully aligned between the self and the soul. Your soul knows exactly what's happening. Your soul knows exactly what is happening. Trust it. Learn how to listen for it. And then free yourself from judgment, free yourself to love. Free yourself to love yourself enough to know when something is beyond your ability to comprehend. So all these different things with my health, it's overwhelming. So I go to specialists and then they give me the input, they order the tests, and I request specific tests as well. And then they give me the results. And now I'm not overwhelmed. I know exactly what I need to do. I thought I was deathly sick last winter. For some reason, I couldn't recover after heavy workouts. And granted, I was doing too much. Yeah. I was working out about 6 days a week. And every workout, I would lift no less than 100,000 pounds, somewhere between 130,000 to 160,000 pounds. In one workout, my workouts were 3.5 hours, 6 days a week. I'm pushing 50. Slow the fuck down, girl. I also was driven to prepare for a competition, so there was reason for it. I couldn't recover. Why? I didn't realize my hormone levels were just slightly off, making my periods excessively heavy, and my iron reserves were depleted. That's why I couldn't recover. My vitamin D levels were extremely low. That's why I felt like death. That's all I needed to know to regain my confidence in myself, to trust my body can heal itself. And yes, it can. It always has. It's never let me down. Have you been able to say that? That you trust your body to heal itself and that it's never let you down? If I have gluten, oh my God, I can feel my brain swell. It's not even funny, but I just have to nervous laughter because I feel my brain swell. It's bad. It's really, really bad. So that's the thing. If you're not going to be aligned, if you're not going to trust yourself, you're not going to trust your body's ability to return back to a space of homeostasis, because now you're supporting all the processes it needs to do, then you're probably also not listening to your soul, because your soul is telling you what you need to do. When my soul finally said, hey, little Miss Medical Intuitive, you need to go see the doctor. And then I was given information about specific types of doctors to go see. And then I went and searched it, and there happens to be one nearby. And then I listened to soul and made the appointment. Now I have all the information I need to kickstart rapid healing. Yep. And I will. Am I just saying that? No. I know my body. It's never let me down. It might sputter just a little bit. It might. I mean, but that's just, it adds to character, my body's character. One less thing to stress about. That's one less thing to stress about. This thing that we do where we fight ourselves, we fight our process. You know, when you crave something, it's usually telling you that you're deficient in whatever that thing is rich in. Even junk food, you crave junk food, extra salty, deep fried, super sweet. That's telling you have high cortisol levels. You need to do something about that. Sometimes that's telling you, oh, you're entering into a space of what's considered adrenal fatigue. You need to support your body. You get these headaches, you don't know why. Have you drank enough water? You're craving bananas. Oh, it's high in potassium. You want banana with soy milk or milk. Oh, that's a complete protein. You're starving. You crave watermelon. Okay, you probably need antioxidants. It's rich in glutathione. You probably also need H3O. Your cells are depleted. That tells me you're going through an energetic process that you don't have enough reserves to finish the process. So you're going to need some H3O. If you're not going to get it from freshly pressed juice, you're probably going to need to have one of those tumblers that adds hydrogen to your water, H3O. You might be made primarily of water, I believe around 70-something% water, but it's not H2O. It's plasma. There's an additional hydrogen, H3O. That's your cell matrix. You ever wonder why you keep feeling thirsty no matter how much water you drink? All you're doing is flushing your system. If you don't have the appropriate type of water, you're probably not going to resolve that. It's up to you. You listen to your body or you don't. But whatever's coming next, it's something that requires you to run at optimal levels. There's a difference between levels that are okay and levels that are optimal. There's a difference. You want to be at optimal levels. So card number 22, she feels, she knows. Your soul is trying to give you a sense of what's happening. That's why your emotions are probably all over the place as of late. Also, again, Mercury and other planets, like, I'm so over them, whatever. I don't follow none of them. I don't. I just don't. I'm good. So what your higher self wants you to correct, you need to learn to love yourself with no conditions. On days where you feel good, love yourself. On days where you don't feel good, love yourself even more. Days where you feel healthy and strong, love yourself. Days where you feel no one understands how much pain, suffering, and misery you are experiencing on a physical level, love yourself even more. Love yourself even more. Unconditional love in reverse. It's like you can do that for everyone else, but you can't do that for you. Not okay. Not okay. I'm learning that us empaths, we learn how to love other people so deeply and unconditionally as practice. Those are trial runs. Trial run for what? For the moment when you start loving yourself. That's what it's for. For that moment when you learn how to love yourself wholeheartedly, down to your core. That's all you need to do. Loving yourself is not about meditating. It's not about splurging on something. It's not about, getting a massage or any of those things. It's about showing up for yourself in those moments where you feel like you have no one. It's about knowing you can do it. And you have been doing it. And you'll continue to do it because this is all you know at this point. But just because this is all you know and it seems like it's suffering, doesn't mean that it is. If you wipe off the goggles that you're wearing to view your life, you'll see there were smudges in those goggles that cause you to see things a little bit different than how they actually are. Someone asked me recently, someone dear to me asked me, like, where has Michael been? Like, it's been so long that you've been being so heavily attacked this entire year. You've just been like, it's been so bad for you. Like, it's a year already. Where has Michael been? Where has he been? Right? He's been staying in his lane as commanded by my soul. This is something I needed to experience so that I could see something with clarity about myself. This is what your soul is asking you to do. Allow yourself to see clearly. Remove all the extra. Remove the things that cause you to give other people credit for the healing that you're doing. You're making it happen. It's not because someone else entered your life. It's because their presence has inspired you to make different choices. People will often tell me, you've changed my life. And it's like, thank you. That's a huge honor for you to think that, but I don't agree with you. I believe you changed your life. I believe my presence in your life probably inspired you because I'm so ballsy. Because I'm being myself. And you see that. And because you see that, it makes you feel like, I think maybe I can be myself too. Yes, the fuck you can. Be yourself. For the people who are like, I don't know if people love me for me or what, or if they just, love me because of what they can gain from me. Here, I'll give you advice. Don't do anything for them. Don't give them anything and let them see you be who you are. If they're still around loving you, I promise you, they love you for you. You can't say nobody loves you when you've not shown anyone who you actually are. There's so many different versions of me that have existed in this lifetime. These were not characters that I was playing. These were enhanced aspects of specific portions of my character. These are real parts of me. And I would only allow that part to show while I hid everything else. So you want to see people pleasing Emmy? You go to the Facebook videos. Facebook videos before June of 2019. Go to those videos. You'll see people pleaser Emmy. Yeah. I look at it and I cringe because it's like, girl, you should have torn that person a new asshole. They're fucking rude. But instead, in the video, I'm like, oh, okay, so I think maybe you misunderstood. You want to see angry, grieving Emmy? You look at all the videos from June 2019 all the way through till maybe last year on YouTube. Yeah, that's grieving Emmy. Ripen my toxicity. Not giving a shit who sees me acting up, telling people off. I don't give a shit. You want to see Emmy evolving? You're seeing her right now. All of those aspects of me are accurate. They are a part of me. But now I'm choosing to be a whole person. So if you don't like what you see right now, there's nothing I can offer you. Click off, find someone else, because you won't see anything different from what you're seeing right now. This is who I am. And I'm unwilling and incapable of being anything else but who I am in this moment. I won't apologize for it because there's nothing to apologize for. Because the person that I am, down to my core, is a very loving, very, very compassionate, loving, giving person. And whatever aspect of me you have the honor of interacting with, it's really indicative of who you are and how you conduct yourself. So even though I am a very kind, very loving, very compassionate and generous person, you come at me crooked, I'll straighten your fucking ass out. If I feel like it. That's a very real potential. But is it worth me expending energy? Not when I'm trying to get whatever my soul is trying to deliver. No, excuse you. I'm not wasting my energy on that. I'm not. Why? Because my awareness has expanded. Through everything I've been through in the last several months, it's expanded my awareness of how important it is for me to allocate my energy to only the things that are important. Only the things that are important. When you do that, you create the opportunity for balance to be restored in your life. So there's been situations where people that I love have reached out to me and they're in some type of like emotional crisis type thing. And I'm honest, I don't know how to support you right now. Because of the things that I'm going through myself, I don't know how to support you. If you tell me how you need me to support you and I'm able to do it, then I will. But I don't know what to say and I don't know what to do. And that has to be okay. It has to. Because in that moment, that's all I can offer. Acknowledgement that you are going through something I don't have the capacity to see you through. That's honest. It's genuine. It's not because I don't care. It's because I don't know what to do. You see, people who know me personally and are part of my personal life, I'm kind of known as the problem solver. You have a problem, you tell me, I'll figure out how to solve that fast too. I'll figure that shit out real fast. I'm all about results. I produce favorable results always, or I won't engage it. And now I'm seeing I'm really not here to be a problem solver. I'm here to experience the full breadth of motion and emotion. I'm here to exist and to observe my existence. And right now, that's all I'm capable of doing. And as I observe what it is I'm going through, the process that I'm in, the way this process is shifting the way I see, it's creating space for an even more profound type of existence, one that overflows from me and positively touches the people around me. So when I say I need to work on myself and that I'm focused on my growth, it's because I have a knowing, an unshakable knowing since childhood. However deeply I can learn to love myself and heal, that is how deeply I can provide relief for others. Okay. That's all you had to say, soul. I'm doing it for us. Something doesn't want you to move forward. Something wants you stuck in that same space of, oh my God, I'm being so selfish because I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on my wounds and this and that. How is that selfish? Here's my logic, okay? And this is just my logic. I would rather you, as my friend, as my family, as my love, use your resources to make sure you're good rather than you using your resources to make me feel loved, but now you're in detriment, because then that makes me feel some type of way. That makes me feel some type of way. It makes me feel like, am I a fucking shitty friend? Are you struggling because of me? And it doesn't matter if I asked you for something or not, or if you just gave me something. Something wants you to think that your journey is not sacred. Yes, it is. In the spaces that you enter that are the most darkest and most dense, those are the most sacred spaces of all. Those spaces within your psyche, within your core, that you allow yourself to drop into while you experience this sense of, will I lose who I am? Will I lose sight of what I'm here to do? Will I become something else, something ugly? And you drop into that. That space is one of the most sacred spaces. That's where you meet yourself. In that space where the shadow is so dense you can't see your hand in front of your face. That is where you meet yourself. That is where you've hidden all of your strength and your courage. Because it takes some degree of courage to even allow yourself to enter that. That's the space you meet yourself. So meet yourself, reintroduce yourself to your power, to your courage, to your purpose. It doesn't matter if you can't see, you know what it feels like. You ever seen those videos where they blindfold children and then they have, say they have like 10 kids. They blindfold all 10 of these toddlers and then they bring 10 mothers and they have each child feeling and sensing with their eyes covered if the woman they are touching is their mother. They don't have to be able to see, they know. They know the feeling of the person who grew them in her body. You know the feeling of you. You just don't want to believe it. You're afraid to accept it because someone in your life, at some point in your life, probably in childhood, convinced you that who you are, how you are, you as a person, your essence, is not acceptable. I was hard to control as a child. I didn't necessarily act a fool. I didn't sneak out or anything like that. But I was hard to control because you could not force me to do anything I didn't want to do. You could threaten to beat me. I wouldn't care. You could actually beat me. I still wouldn't give in. I wouldn't. And boy, oh boy, I have a mouth on me. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. And I'm not just talking about potty words. Mm-mm. No. Even as a child, I could speak in such a way that the adults around me would feel inferior in intellect. And whatever logic they were trying to use to force my agreement and compliance with their demands, I could override that with simple words and they wouldn't know what to say. I was difficult to raise. You just leave me be. I won't make a mess. I won't get myself in trouble. Just leave me be. Don't try and control me. You can reason with me. You can tell me, hey, could you do this for me because I need your help? I'll probably say yes. But to try and control me, to try and weaponize me, not going to work because I'll turn on you. As a child, yeah, I'll call you out in front of everybody. I'll speak truth. I'm the black sheep of my family. I'm the, my father's pet name for me was Pita, Pita, pain in the ass. Absolutely. You're welcome. Because I was hard to control in that way. And once you get me started, no way you're stopping me. It caused this program to be run to tell me that I'm such a handful. I'm so difficult. Oh my God. I'm the source of drama. Why? Because I'll ask you why you're lying in the middle of your lie. Because while you're lying to another adult, I will say, why are you lying? That's not what happened. Mhm. Yeah. And that's the very program that kept me in a space of hating myself, of feeling like I'm the problem, even though I don't start any problem. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that aspect of my upbringing because that's probably the part of my childhood that has programmed me to never start issues. But I sure will fucking handle an issue if you start it first. In my history of being publicly visible, at no point will you see that I initiated drama with anyone else. It's never me that starts things first. Never. Mm-mm. Why? That program, it still runs. But does it disable me? Does it cause me to hate the very parts of me that since childhood I was mastering already? This strength and this courage and this articulate nature. I'm grateful for the program. Why? It helped me to understand how to responsibly harness the very things that could create destruction on the degree that someone can never recover from. I know what I'm capable of. Mere words cut you down to the bone. You'll never heal from that. Mere words. Do I do that to people? No. Why? Because I'm not a problem. I'm not the drama. I'm the solution to a problem no one wants to acknowledge. I am walking, breathing, living truth, authentic truth. I don't need to apologize for anything. Just don't ask me questions you're not prepared to hear the answers for, because I won't lie. It's not that I'm incapable of lying. It's that it feels really gross. Really, really, really gross. I'd rather be an asshole that tells the truth than a liar with two faces and a forked tongue. So, do I have anything to apologize for? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You need to begin listening to your intuition. Why? Well, because that's how your fucking soul is talking to you. How are you going to receive the message if you don't pick up the phone? I mean, come on now. Hello. Seriously. Your intuition is how your soul communicates with you directly. You know that, right? You guys know that? That's how your soul communicates with you. That intuitive urge, like that gut feeling that you get, that's your soul talking to you. So listen to it. And as you listen to it, you need to walk your truth. Why do you need to do this? Because if you stay in the same space, you'll be accessible by the same damn demons that have been tormenting you this entire time. So start walking. Not even joking. Start walking. Mm-hmm. They're going to try and discourage you to get you off the path, because this path that you're currently on, and this is a very specific message for very specific people. I don't know who, but you'll feel it resonate. This path that you're currently on is the fastest, shortest path to the end result that you're looking for. They want you off of this path so you can meander across a valley that you don't belong in. They want you in spaces you don't belong in so that you can begin another cycle of questioning yourself, another cycle of you betraying yourself, sabotaging yourself. I'm good off that shit. If you're going to sabotage yourself, don't be using my words. I'll be really mad at you. Not even joking. I'll be really mad at you. You, that's your choice. It's on you if you want to sabotage yourself. But look, specialization in reverse and then repetition is this thing where you think like you're not strong enough, you don't have what it takes. It's just the same repeating pattern that doesn't even have any context in your life at this point. You've already shown yourself what you're capable of. Do you need a third eye clearing? Don't make me clear your third eye. Promise you. If I clear your third eye today, you get diarrhea by the time I'm done. I'm totally serious. Do you want a third eye clearing? Are you backed up? Is that what it is? Hold on. I feel like there's a message here. Okay. Ooh. Okay. You hi, honey, believe. Here. TikTok has had their third eye cleansed. All other platforms look directly into the screen. Oh no. Hold on. Oh, it doesn't grab it. TikTok is trying to make me verify that I'm a human, but I'm not. I'm an alien. Okay, if you start feeling rumbling in your belly, you better just bring your phone over to the bathroom. I'm clearing shit out, literally. So, something wants you very, very rigid. Stretch and reverse. It wants you to be rigid about your beliefs, about what you're capable of, what you're not capable of. You have no idea. I'm about to start using my pointer as a switch No, I was never spanked. For any of you who were spanked and you had to go fetch a switch in the back, I'm very sorry that happened to you. For those who had wire hangers and electrical cords used, I'm extra sorry. You didn't deserve that. Some of you might have. I'm not too sure. You know, I don't know. Some were very difficult children. Oh, fly swatter. Ooh, damn. Y'all stop. Shoot. Oh, oh Lord. Oh Lord. I know one of my my two cousins, they had to kneel on rice that was placed on top of like a paper bag. They had to kneel on that with shorts on and Bibles on their hands stretched out. That's like fucking torture. That's not very nice. I wasn't spanked. I used to get my ass beat. Just stop. Woo. I'm the type of kid where there were instances where my brothers were getting spanked, and I'm over there trying to grab the belt and stop it. Yeah, I was that kid. I wasn't the one getting spanked, but I was like grabbing the belt and fucking kicking and punching and like fucking stop. Yeah, that was me. But I mean, here's the thing. If you allow yourself to become much more flexible, flexible strength is more desirable than rigidity. Rigidity, you can easily be broken. Easily be broken, you know? If you have flexible strength, then your tensegrity increases. Your strength amplifies. It's very, very hard to break you. You can be injured, you can be inconvenienced, but you'll never actually break. That's probably why I'm so bendy. Like, look. You see my finger? You see that? You see that? Okay, I better stop before I dislocate fingers in front of you guys, and then you guys will be like, "Oh my god!" I'll be like, "No, look, it's back. It's normal." Yeah, I had some weird looks from my chiropractor recently because I let him know I popped my rib back into place using a belt, and he's like, I said, "Yeah. Should I not have done that?" He goes, well, he didn't know what to say. Well, you know, I mean, you wouldn't do it. You're being a little sissy about it. So I just popped that shit back in myself. So connection in reverse. This is telling me that whatever it is that's trying to stop you from receiving what your soul is giving is trying to get you feeling disconnected from yourself, from your soul. It's possibly trying to get you to isolate from the people who love you unconditionally, like with no strings attached. They just love you. You got to be careful about that. Okay, be very, very, very careful. Final card. I like Kali. I'm in a Kali type mood. All right, guys. Here goes. Here goes. Okay. Let's shuffle this. Oh, while I'm shuffling, I'm going to be live on the 11th for the 11/11 portal. There's quite a few new expedites that I have available on TikTok. You guys have to go to the link in my bio and then just click on that link and then look for the 11/11 sign. But I'm aware of very specific processes that are taking place right now. And so the stuff with either the diamond or the fire symbol beside it, those are things that apply to what's about to happen energy-wise. You guys want me to do a live stream where I talk about Three-eye atlas. That's so nonsensical. I don't even want to talk about that. We could talk about the things that are about to happen. I know TikTok people, they love that kind of stuff. All right. Okay. This card. Ooh. Kama of Kali. Ooh, 38. A solid foundation from which to experience reunification. Okay. Kama Kali. Let me take this off the screen. All right. So she's completely and utterly in love with your divine essence, and in her love bestows endless gifts. Remember I was telling you something good is about to come. Your path need not be one of endless effort. Connecting with pleasure as a path of personal empowerment with an intention to bring spiritual benefit to the collective through softening and opening your heart is an act of worshiping the divine feminine. Relax into the presence of what is as you slow your pace and make swifter progress. Kama is a Sanskrit word that refers to the sweet stuff of life, pleasure, emotional fulfillment, and being completely present so we can experience life through all the senses. So it is also sensuality and physical vibrancy. Without the quality of Kama, our experience of life can become dry, bleak, or intimidating. A joyless existence with simply more tasks to be completed. If we are feeling exhausted, lacking in the qualities of delight and lightness of heart, then we have become deficient in Kama, deficient in sacred pleasure. In the realm of the goddess, the enjoyment of life is a sacred act of devotion, gratitude, and celebration. In the throes of profound challenge and transformation, we can feel disconnected from our joyfulness. It's as though it were akin to the bright days of summer and we are midwinter, wondering how it ever was that we could frolic about in barely anything when we now feel the need to cover ourselves with abundant protective layers. This is to be expected during times of intense suffering when we are dealing with an issue that has elicited grief or anger. And it's so easy to be swallowed by all of those things. This is to be, yet if we allow our minds to remain open to the possibility of joyfulness and pleasure, they can find their way through like the sun breaking through clouds to bring us comfort. The oracle can indicate not only a more pleasurable way of being as part of your future, but also an offering of pleasure now, even if you're struggling to ease the strain and make the way easier overall. Accessing pleasure requires embodiment, a connection with the senses and the subtle nuances of feeling and beauty. Through embodiment, it is easier to receive healing. It can manifest through the uplifting scent of aromatherapy, the warmth of a shower, gratitude for a safe and comfortable place to sleep, the sumptuousness of warm clothes or a satisfying meal, the delight of playful silliness in animals, the nutty sense of humor of a beloved human, the simple appreciation for the flow of breath, or through the openness of being that spontaneously occurs in response to an expansive vista of trees and mountains. Kama is a spiritual practice of presence that leads us into joy, even ecstasy and bliss. It is the juiciness of feeling truly alive. If we have complicated or confused attitude towards pleasure, the natural need for it can be denied or repressed. I think in society, people think that you're achieving something, you're not accomplishing something if you're feeling pleasure, that you're just wasting time. That's not true. The most meaningful, most profound, most amazing work that I've ever done involved joyfulness. It involved me feeling pleasure at the work that I'm doing. You guys have no idea. what it feels like when I'm able to help someone through something that was intended to destroy them, whether it be physiological disease, psychological distress and crisis, or just gaining an understanding of where they began to no longer trust themselves. It's such rewarding work. It is so, so, so rewarding seeing my clients blossom, seeing them go from this stage where they are an overfed caterpillar and they really don't know what's left for them in this life, to then entering into a chrysalis, feeling like they're being destroyed. But I'm over here outside of their circumstance knowing, no, you're just becoming a butterfly. There's something beautiful at the end of all of this. And this destructive, painful, confusing thing that you're going through, that's your initiation into a life of liberation. You won't be stuck on the same branch. You can begin to fly and experience life in ways that caterpillars will never understand because they're not meant to. They're not meant to. It will arise in some indulgence, addiction, or peculiarity of behavior, which creates suffering because it is not the natural expression of the natural need. The Kali of Kama helps us reconnect to our need for pleasure and its healthy expression. The oracle speaks of a gift entering your life from the will of the goddess. I told you! You guys are about to get gifted with something amazing. It's an invitation to relax and to receive. Sometimes we may unconsciously attribute divine will with intentions to demand more and more of us. Yet divine will has our best interests at heart. When we need to develop strength, it will certainly provide the experiences necessary for us to do so. But it also provides sweetness and pleasure, which we can embrace or not using our free will. So even though you're going through the hardship, that's helping to cultivate the aspects of you that need to come forward and be primary. You can still experience pleasure in those moments. You can still be happy. You can still laugh and smile in the middle of suffering. You can. You really, truly can. The oracle speaks of a need to embrace pleasure and the many gifts of the goddess. This is not an indulgence. It can actually help you make progress on your spiritual path. To be able to embrace joyfulness is a gift. It provides us with relief and release when the path has been truly difficult. It is the summer to the soul's winter. To grow, we need both. The Kali of Kama is a message that we should not discard our need for pleasure. So much of what society promotes as pleasure is little more than disembodied escapism. There's a difference between true pleasure and escapism. I don't know if you guys realize that. When you do things just to take your mind off and just because you're laughing, that's not necessarily pleasure. That's escapism. The natural and enhancing experiences of pleasure are a mystical medicine. We can only access it through presence, spontaneity, and connection to ourselves and life. The Kama of Kali is genuinely healing. That is how we recognize sacred pleasure, through its effect. It has far reaching positive consequences and leads to more energy, commitment, and discipline as a natural response to the alleviation of excess pleasure. This teaching is not about becoming hedonistic or pursuing pleasure at any cost. Again, that's escapism, without wisdom or benefit. Instead, the oracle asks us to engage with pleasure as an act of worshiping the goddess within. When divine worship is genuine, it doesn't add to the suffering of the world, but aids in its relief. To understand this, we can give up the notion of pleasure as selfish and begin to associate it with sacred. The oracle brings comfort. It speaks of the forthcoming grace of pleasure in your life and your capacity to truly be with it as an act of blissful divine devotion. You're being asked to reintroduce yourself to true joy, true pleasure. And as you do that, the weight of the burden on your shoulders, it feels lighter. Lighter, why? because you've released your negative perception of yourself and your journey. It's not because the load got lighter. It's because you allowed yourself to finally let go of your allegiance to this belief that you are not as strong, you are not as capable as you actually are. You got to see yourself for who you actually are. And then celebrate it. Celebrate who you are so you can feel comfortable becoming more of that, living more of that. And what is that? Your authentic self. So, amazing things are around the corner, and you just got to keep going. Something's going to try and stop you. Who cares? It doesn't matter what they try to do. All that matters is that you don't stop. You don't give up. You can pause. You can pause to catch your breath. You can set down the load for a moment so that you can kind of just breathe. But then you pick it back up and you keep right on going. You keep right on going. Do it while afraid. Do it while uncomfortable. Do it while having anxiety. Do it while on the toilet. It doesn't matter. Just keep going. You don't have to run. You just have to move. Keep moving towards the goal. It's already right there for you. So guys, one last reminder, I'm going live to do Expedite on the 11th. This is typically a major portal. And if you look at all the different things that are happening within the energy, this is a massive, massive window of opportunity for tremendous growth, tremendous healing, exponential activation. Take advantage of it. Allow yourself to really be present in this moment. So on all platforms except for TikTok, simply click on the QR code on the screen or the link in the comment. TikTok, go over to my bio, click on the link and look for the 11:11. What time? It says it on the link. I believe it's 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the 11th. And I am now going to go because I have zucchini bread waiting for me. All right, guys, I love y'all. I will see you again very soon. I was going to say, see you when my body allows. I'm in control of this body. What's up, sexy? I just like to joke around with my body. You're going to be functioning, body. You're going to show up. Maybe tomorrow, maybe even the next day. For sure, the next day, it's 11. I believe in you, body. You're going to be good. All right, guys, I'm going to get going.